as well as me, all of humanity has a call to slow down and feel what is about to happen. See, we have two epic conjunctions, if you want to just round it about here, let alone that Mercury going cazimi. That means that Mercury disappears behind the sun. Pardon me while I try to get my glasses. Yes. We have Mercury going cazimi conjunct the sun, and then we have Mars conjunct Neptune. But before Mars conjuncts Neptune, Jupiter is going to conjunct Uranus on the 22nd is the exact date, but we'll be feeling it about the 20th of April. Now, that aspect right there is a highly, it's not as volatile or unpredictable or unsettling or even explosive as it could be in any other sign, especially a fire sign would be crazy, but it's in Taurus, which is the earth sign, which is very stable, is the word, calm, and it's interesting. See, it's going to have something to do with finances for a lot of people, for all of humanity, because Jupiter kind of points at our beneficiaries and our way of inflation, I guess, making it valuable. What makes it? See, that's the big question. We've been doing Uranus that is questioning our values as far as how that, yeah, Uranus and Taurus is shaking up everything that money is connected to because it's Taurus, and really it's our values, and because see, that's what's kind of should it should be looked into exactly what money is doing and what's valuable. Not only like what are the originations of money and why do we need it? What is it? How can it really benefit to where it doesn't enslave us so hard? You know, like what is it? I was trying to talk about how that Jupiter conjunct Uranus is trying my Venus. You have to find out where in what house is this happening for you. See, in general, it's going to make us. I would like to think it's really good luck, really, but now let me just meditate on it when Jupiter conjuncting Uranus. I'm sorry, but as a collective, in a science lab, what they are doing is causing a massive explosion. Something is going to blow up, especially if there's something hanging on the edge. I think that, I hate to talk about it. See, this is where we need to know it's probably going to be the test. I um I make my own tortillas, I want to make my own things a lot, and I know that it's kind of impossible because how do I make my own things? Everybody else is making. There's a whole other world making things. See, the question is, what's valuable? See, we already know that you'll see some strange philosophy coming through. They won't say spinning hubcaps that are made out of rubies and some diamond rings and a billfold and make sure you turn it into gold. No, some people are saying health. You have your health and you have plenty of time. That's your money in the bank right there. And then you have love in your life. That's energy forever or something. They don't say anything about what I just said in the beginning. Uh, That's what's going to be going on, in our lives more and more. Yeah, these conjunctions that are happening this month. Mars conjunct Neptune, and then but the Jupiter conjunct Uranus that I was trying to talk about here before. Thank God for editing. See, we still have, see, with this Mars conjunct Neptune, Hans. Will you please? Was I telling you about the nature of reality? This is very spiritual subject matter. I was showing you the Holy Gospel, the book of ultimate truth. It's right here, by the way. I mean, there's many versions that you can find. Here it is. That's your real life, and that's the truth of your life, real life, right there. As blank as now. I am as serious as a heart attack about this. Even a heart attack cannot scathe that particular story. We'll get back to this subject matter. I mean, I'm just going to calm down about it. It's, I know I can be of a better demeanor instead of looking like a monster trying to get you a simple principle of what's really going on here with your real life. Breathe. That's what this Uranus in Taurus reminds me of. It's like, will you please just calm down a little bit. Calm. It's weird. It's like, how does Uranus like visiting Taurus over there? Taurus is saying, I'm already calm. You know? But with Uranus Uranus right there with, okay, so, oh man, Uranus and Taurus. We're supposed to be having a really groovy time. But it's too bad that there's something that it just says, no, not here. There is a different fucking vibrational frequency that overlays. There's something called the overlay in the phenomena of your favorite subject matter concerning, well, we have a concern about relationships, and so when there's an overlay happening within a relationship, because the mind does that, that's the narcissist. And they are imagining who these people are, and they're not really objects out there, say as human beings, but they are objects, really just objects in their head, not human. Whatever's going on with the head, it can't have existential reality, so whatever thought about the person or anything, it's not that person, it's not human, it's not there, it's not that actual being. So anyway, that's something that we could talk about too later on, about the nature of the mind and how it's not human unless you add the heart in, and then there's an experience of 3D. Otherwise, it's called binary, and that's what we have trouble with, is the presence or the non-presence of the narcissist. The non-presence, why? Is because um, not willing to feel, it's not feeling enough, and that's just complicating, right? We can't blame most of the population for not wanting to feel, but when it comes to becoming a better presence to yourself, really a presence here, but it's yourself that you want to be able to start having a rapport with. Yeah, because, you know, you don't want to blame other people for your hang-ups and start saying, oh, blaming other people. Just bottom line, that's something that we get caught here, and the blame game is especially with that dynamic with the victim, predator, I guess, abuser uh, scenario. They the victim doesn't know how to take responsibility in any way, shape, or form, so the karma just lingers in the air. They attract each other. It is said for like over lifetimes they shift roles. I'm looking at my backlog record, and really it's like this lifetime, babes, this place is so ridiculous. So if love really mattered, say the associations that you can form with people on a deeper level than just the obvious, which you can count the money run as just being the obvious. It's like, yeah, well, we know we have that. We have all kinds of like desires and dreams. Money doesn't really get us the pleasures in life. Skills do. And what else? What could you say about that? It's like, well, don't you know that here, yeah, it's best to try and think with each other. Think with me now. What am I going? God, this hang up fucking thing about money. You know, we're gonna have a Jupiter conjunct Uranus, which in Taurus. Taurus is the second house. There's Aries, Taurus, first, second. Second house rules Taurus. Taurus rules money matters. It rules what we might be valuing. There is a value. There's a story about the value of water to a rich man, as far as if he's thirsty out in the desert and it's real water. It's just like you can just take him for everything and say, here you go, a bottle of water, and we'll have some for tomorrow, right? It's just money does not matter at that point. What's more valuable is the water. And whoever that water connection is, right? And really go deeper. How do you mine the knowledge is the most valuable, right? That's where we're reorientating ourselves. We have to. A big shakeup. See, if there's big shakeups, which are fake, there's a fake shakeup that is definitely going on. And that's the brunt of humanity. It's this big fake crisis going on. It's like, you know what? There's talk about that overlay. It's like, you know what? There is actually some real concerns here, but we have not even gotten close to it. And this is where it's so weird. I, I, I'm pretty sure I've been downloaded with a few puzzles, like pieces to the puzzle, to the whole mosaic. Some people see they're losing their language. It's sloppy, and then they are putting value on the wrong things. And it's like, can you straighten this out? Can we fucking straighten this out? It can't be just me here getting this, and I say sayonara, and I just go to sleep. Like, what I mean is I just pass away, and I'm here to do something. It's like, come on. You know, it might change that I might be able to do something actual value on this thing on YouTube, as far as just somebody else gets it and takes it along. It's very valuable to me that it's like one more person gets it, strings it together. No, we're not doing this for money, babes, because you're not going to go anywhere with that. We're talking about great ideas, and also not only that, but what is a great idea but having unlocked a solution or created something from having unlocked certain equations? But mainly, we need a lot of problem solving now. And believe this or not, might be happening that a few people or more, a lot, of course, are being downloaded with like simple bits and pieces of information. And it's just a matter of time, give it how many more videos, and then when Neptune goes into here. See, the problem with the filtering of the YouTube and stuff, see, they actually want a deeper relationship with me, and I've been kind of denying it. Every single thing that they've been trying to give me. Like even, see, it's up to 2 months free ads. I said, you want 2 months free ads? And I'm like, no thanks. I done no contact with them because, well, that's just the way I am. I'm thinking you guys could just give me the fucking free ads. Will you stop it? Stop teasing people along and making them do an extra thing and chase the carrot. It's a deal here. Give me the fucking deal. Get out of here. I'm the deal. My attention. You got it. No, you don't. I am the one who's getting attention here. That's what we're cornering the market on, usually, right? And my brand is human being. I was going to corner the market on that. I mean, people are going to be amazed because it's going to be like top notch. It's like very rare to find human being, but it's out there. It's there. It's like gold. It's not a mystery. So I've talked a little bit about it here. There's two types of people on this planet, and it's not just me. This is what trips me out. It's like somebody's almost cornered the market on the brand becoming human. or just the whole. See, my brand would include the concepts that where we will start pointing, hi Jesus, were you a human being? Yep, when you become a human being, you get chased by a mob of inhuman fucking beings. And I love you, by the way. Oh, thank you. Getting back to becoming a human, you graduate out of here. Wait a minute, is that me or you? I'm starting to talk. Let me take over. The ventriloquism doesn't work very well sometimes. Trying to tell you about this school of not just becoming human, but moving and getting into soul. Just, yeah, um, graduating into soul. And there's a lot of strange talk about that, perhaps. And I don't really adopt too much that the soul is a oneness. Like, oh, it's just one, one soul with many versions of it here operating, and it's like, no. What I see is, see, our bodies. See, there could be somebody that looks similar to me. I know that my DNA, I can't trace where I am with this because um, I was born from two people that came together, my mom and my dad. They came from two people, and it just blurs off into the distance, and it's like, so where am I though? But why do I think I'm so important out of this massive string? Supposedly we're talking about there's an original. There was two fucking idiots. They were called Adam and Eve, and I don't go for that story either. I mean it's Atom, and I. They're trying to explain how creation is manifesting through an aperture called the organism, organ. I love this conversation, man. Organ, there's organizations. Have you noticed that? And why is it organ? Well, we have organs, babes. That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, um, see, I can get a heart transplant from over there. My point about the body is it's more like it's a blender. You can't tell when we came in or out of it. All I know is that I could be an awareness that is very unique, that is having this experience of being confused about where am I with this body. What I mean is, um, my parents and their parents and their parents. You see what I'm saying? It's just see. I didn't choose to reproduce, which is um, it's a phenomena of I feel like you can imagine how I feel. I guess it's just I don't feel like I'm short of being loving. I might understand it's something less of the um, phenomena of just being attached. See, or that in fact we are separate little intelligences. Like I think it takes a hell of an ego to have kids. I do. I think it takes the weirdest notion. See, I detect that narcissists will have kids like right away because it's like I can do that. See, they can't do anything else. They can't even learn how to fucking hold a pair of chopsticks or whatever. But they just think that this big old magical thing is simple. It's like a no-brainer. It's kind of like singing for them. They're like, I can be in a band. All I have to do is sing. And they can sing a little bit, but they don't know anything about music. And you have to know about music to know how to sing musically. Yes. So, but do they know anything about the basics of the psychology, child psychology, let alone human psychology, and then now they're just gonna get into pumping out a bunch of other kids. Like a woman could have 12 kids or 9 kids. You know, I worked for a woman who came from siblings of, she had 11 brothers and sisters, 6 brothers and 5 sisters, or she was part of the sisters, and or mainly sisters, I don't know. I got to meet a sister of hers. Anyway, my point is I feel more individuated as an awareness of this confusion, that it's highly likely that it's a petri dish of, it's an experiment. You know, they could grab a little bit of our DNA and reproduce our entire makeup. We don't see the nature of this reality, the way that can happen, and with other just entire realms. See, to me, when you're talking about a human being like that, you say, oh, you can grab their makeup and then recreate them. You are talking about an entire realm being recreated, because if the human PC, in fact, is connected to, say, Atom and I, not Adam and Eve, but the very scientific know-how, how that reality is rendering here, okay? Not just humanly, not just by human apertures. There is a complex, uh, symbiotic relationship or connection with something that we are still discovering, has to do with our very realm, the planet. See, the planet, Earth, isn't exactly what you imagine it to be or what they say it is. You know, we see a lot going on here. Is just what it is extraterrestrial. It's terrain atop of terrain atop of terrain. Now, it, we can go as far. How do you like this? Is going to be sci-fi, Shauna's. Those layers of Earth from the core out that we know it's there. You know, we say, yes, it's molten lava. It comes out and it creates land masses. This is something that could be folding in and coming out. Well, whatever it is, all these layers are alive. They are a level of consciousness or something. They are definitely alive. It's part of the living being that is of oneness of this massive realm that we're in, particularly the planet that, well, I mentioned the volcano and stuff like this, you can see. But see, within there, yeah, it's interesting to know about the black goo thing. If you ever look at that, I'll put a video on it. It's kind of trippy. But I think that that's a real thing. It is happening, because how else is it happening? We don't just animate as human, as this whole potentiality and everything else without this um, black goo. That is, now there's the earthen black goo, which now I'm reminded of how that lava coming out of the planet, you know, I would mention that that's just one layer, and there's many layers, and of course water is another, and this is living, part of the whole living thing, but it's an organism. So how lava, when it's dried out, most of it that I know of is very black. It's black. Okay. Now, whether now I don't associate that too much with the black goo, but there is like the La Brea tar pits over there. There's in LA. Um, don't know if that's anything to do with black goo, but see, there is this substance, and it's rare, but there's a synthesized version of this thing. Uh, well, it came from outer space. Um, it's not earthen. It's now, yeah. So that's something to think about. You know, um, I can do my own investigations, and you too can too. Everybody should see. I live out in nature, and I remember seeing. I remember questioning. Well, now what is this black stuff streaming down? It's just. It looks like it's a natural occurrence on rocks where the water is running into the. There's a creek. You know. Anyway, it's just knowing that there's this design of these black, and I know. Okay, so it could be um, mold, not mold, but mosses. You know, when it's water, it is very slippery and trippy. But what is that exactly? You see, the way that it would attract things is very real, but in the end, it ends up black. Anyway, thanks for listening to me just talking about this shit. It's time to space out completely. You have Mars going into this conjunction, and along with Jupiter conjuncting Uranus, babes, I am here to tell you. Having said all this stuff, it's perfect. You know, um, you live within what is equal to just a cartoon. I was trying to show you what you have to work with. It's reality. Reality and facts. See, we haven't given this out much, but because we want you to figure it out. But now it's like, no, just tell them. The nature of reality. You gotta get your language right when you're talking about reality. This is what you're looking at. You're not looking at anything specific, but a blank. Yeah. Remember what I'm trying to say? Right past your nose. There's a space. I put my hand here, but I'm sure it's confusing people. You don't have to put your hand there. That thing, you can just try to space, babes. That's reality. The final frontier. It's gotta be serious because, you know, we had some fucking idiots talking about the eclipse and stuff, and I already told you, it's like, so what? You have the sun and the moon there, they align. It is. I'm not saying that it's not fucking amazing that it nearly covers up the sun and it does that thing. All it does is it points at clockwork fucking intelligence is happening beyond us. Like I said, it's computerized or something. But that's not the point. It's like, so what do you do? Everything is very much a program being rolled out here, down to, see, I have this necklace here. This is a citrine crystal that has its own evolutionary process that has a program. It's on its program. So is the wood here. This wood, you know, this is kind of like my new rosary. Had one after all, you see. So fuck it. Anyway, getting back to the true nature of even though that we have these floaty things that I'm pointing at and getting, see, it's within reality. It holds it just fine. You know, a child will say, no, it doesn't, and they'll try to pick up a glass and go like this, and it's like, that holds, reality held that crap just fine too. You cannot fuck with reality. See, this is the thing, is you need to know this, and you do not create reality either. Thank God. That's a little bit too complex. Now, we can understand if you can say, like, simultaneously, there's a symbiotic, like, if you want to say you're one with the universe, okay. But no, not any one person is responsible for that. So you know, I have a button right here. Watch, boom, no more reality. Sorry, I did that. You're still sitting in amongst a place. You're like, whatever. I can turn this off and go. See, that's how reality can just say, you know what, keep going. It's the only single stream. I'm trying to give you a real live lesson of your life. It's the single. It's called the stream. You might have heard the metaphor: roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Because it is. Babes, I know that some of you might be going through like with the Pluto going to Aquarius, you're being squared, your fixed signs are being squared, or your fixed sign is being rattled by the Uranus and Jupiter. And the fixed signs, 4 signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. They're all fixed. They're the least likely to let go of their beliefs, their whatever it is, stuck. And so, with the intensity of what Pluto represents, which is regeneration, degeneration, rebirth, purging, blah, 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 major transformation. And also with Uranus calling for that too, kind of a thing, but very disruptive and abrupt and destabilizing. Um, you can bet that there's people that are around us that are hitting just complete chaos, kind of. And also, but really what I wanted to point out is how stubborn they are, how they'll hang on for dear life, and the um, the analogy would be that how these people are going to shatter because they hang on, it's fixed, right, and they're just like they don't loosen up and just let go. It's time to let go, and there's a lot that will be happening that is going to call for that right now. Pardon me while I'm trying to erase some of the stuff I have on here. Making some longer videos, and I'll be posting this like on the 16th or the 15th, and I have other videos that kind of keeps reflecting, we're building up to this Mars and Neptune. It's some excuse to let you know it's just a season, it's good to pull people into it. And some people see the thing about change, like when I'm talking about the beneficial stuff, if people are unaware of how to just wake up with it and realize that things have changed and that you're more of you're able, right, to see a different side of reality, how it is a dream, or how, yes, your mind wasn't as real as the dream. And that kind of is kind of metaphorical. It's very real for us here in um, in simulation heaven, you know. So there's only so much time here to figure out, well, what kind of world are we dreaming about? And believe me, everybody has that place, right? Because that's what they are. That's what I was trying to say earlier. It's like, well, each person is as good as an entire universe. Open them up, and their DNA, all of it. What constellation do they come from? At least, as far as there's such a thing as life out there. Babes, the universe is human. What part of human do you not understand in this in the saying, we are one with the universe? Not saying that other things are not made of the same stuff. I have been so fucking amazed lately. And that's where I want to pull you into, at all you can understand what is coming up next with the Jupiter conjunct Uranus and then the Mars conjunct Neptune. If you knew that creation of creation is going to try to show us something, see, I was going to explain how, like, well, if you don't let go of those old mindsets that keeps everything kind of stuffy and muffy and just bottom line is kind of no fun, uncreative. Uncreative. See, uncreative just means that you don't have any room anymore on here. You just lost, whatever you've been stuffing here. Um, really, what I mean is You can't stuff that with anything. Your mind is overriding. And it's time to get back to that. See, because why? If you can quiet your mind, this is the main thing. A vision will come in. Something will tell you, no, this is the way, or this is the way it should be, or this is what can happen, or this is where you're going in case you don't know. I get that all my life. I've had that all my life, and it just transpires where it just transposes, I guess, or whatever, trans. Um, that I find myself in that place. It's a better place, bottom line. Better place, bottom line. And see, it's like anything else here. We're going through a process of things getting old and dying, and then you have to pick up and renew and reinvent yourself. And I know that that's where I am going. That's where a lot of humanity is up to. I'm right with it, you know. If anything, I'm a leader, and for some reason, I keep doing these videos, and I call it my video game. When I get in there and I start editing, and I'm just building a regiment. It's weird. It's like, well, I could get paid doing this with somebody or for somebody or something. It has to do with studio work and stuff. That's what just what I've done. See, I was trying to talk about YouTube anyway, and how that I have no relationship with them at all, and I won't be forming one. I mean, it'll be interesting to hear what they have to say about what I just said about that, as far as their algorithms. But I think that there's a lot more monitor and what is observing this medium, of course. See, they are asking me a question right now. See, I'm getting that. You know what I'm going to probably do with the YouTube thing? I've already cracked the code with my iPhone. Long story. But I can do this with YouTube if I just do not play their game. Do not, they're not stopping. They don't. I don't think I'm getting any views because I don't think that all of my subscribers can see right there. I'm way on the back burner. Uh, it has nothing. Well, it could have something to do with the way that they are, uh, the way that they I don't know, listed on their channel. But no, it's auspicious whenever, see, I have these videos that I'll show us one of these days and say, look, this is the video that they would stop my work. And it's just an auspicious timing. Can't explain it. It's like, I've experienced this so many times throughout my life. It's like, oh, well, not really. I don't live a life at all. Don't get me wrong. I don't live a life of broken dreams. That's the thing, is a lot of people do, and they're chasing it. I don't live a life of like dream chasing, or oh, that dream just didn't work out, or everything fell. It's like, no, I am living the dream. I am the dream, and I have just lived the dream. It's not your dream, it's my dream. Not a broken dream, it's a fucking full on dream. I could choose. That's where we are now. Is like I can choose to move forward. I have to dream more beyond the dream that's here. I wish I can find the same mind and the same awareness as what I'm talking about. As this, if you really look at the nightmare that what's happening on the planet is what's as far as what's behind ownership of anything material, and now I'm talking about even it could boil down to this, and I'm not getting your body. your body. It's like you don't own your body. I mean, yeah, I didn't just say, so just be completely irresponsible and don't take care of it. No, it's a privilege to have, isn't it? Isn't it a privilege to have this experience? Thanks for going through this. I say that like 3 times. It depends on how long the video is, but this time with Jupiter conjunct Uranus, let alone Mercury going conceiving, Venus is cruising through Aries and going to conjunct, I imagine it's going to conjunct the Sun too and go Kazemi. And just a rinsing, it's like a washing down of human beings really quick, I mean, well, with Venus, it's not going to quite go Kazemi. Venus is in Aries, though. We can love her for being in Aries. She's going through a lot. There's, yeah, just, to get out of the old programming, don't listen to any programming, none. Because these aspects that come up, if you're any kind of, if you think you're in a jam or you have problems to solve, miracles can happen, sudden revelations can happen. Stay open for that. See, I'm really bad. I mean, I should talk, but I don't live in a place that has very good ecology. Like I'm gonna walk around this town. It's like I can't change who I am here, and that includes to date how that. Well, okay, I see plain and simple who can care less for me here. Now I would like to know who cares, who can care that I'm here. See, I think that for me, it's deeper than just, oh, I need a friend and then I want it. It's more like this community needs to acknowledge the split. And now, who are we? Think about it. Who fucking flung the asphalt around and who's got it? Who's not being conscientious about either being the problem or being the solution to the problem? What problem, Shauna? Well, we talk about climate change, which is very vague. I would like to say, well, are you not concerned about the amount of disease that's happening around you and people? How sick everybody is? I mean, literally, just not feeling well, right? There's how many different problems, really. Um, I'm a healer, and I've been healing a lot, and I can get on top of it. We can explain where it's really coming from, where diseases and where they're really coming from. See, it doesn't matter really that how it does that you're being bombarded with stuff, of course, but you can raise your vibrational frequency. We're talking about this now. It was laughed at in 2020. And that was the first thing thought. I was like, no, don't fall into fear. You're definitely going to die there. Then fear is a very low, fucking sickened. You're fucking doomed with that vibrational frequency. You want a higher vibrational frequency. And they were fucking laughing at that. Who are they, Shauna? That's where you can see the split happening. Some people were saying, they were fucking fighting against you, right? I don't know if I could walk in the fucking fairway wide with a higher vibrational frequency, and they see me and they're like, didn't we tell you to wear a mask 2 years ago? It's like, why can't you people grow the fuck out of what the fuck happened to you? The split, whatever the fuck was going on, whatever. Care less about you too. Somehow you just talk about Two-Face. It's not just me here. Nope. No